want to share my favorite hot tea with you. This is something that I learned from one of my favorite vegan and raw vegan restaurants, Alac. It's a ginger tea. And one of the things about ginger is that it has so many benefits. So I'm going to show you how to make it today. It's super easy. And here's what you're going to need. You're going to need some fresh ginger, some fresh lime, 100% pure maple syrup. I personally love the organic grade B. Some hot filtered water. And I like to repurpose a garlic press to make this tea, but you don't have to use the garlic press. And I'm also going to use a coffee press. Let me show you just how quick and easy this can be. As I mentioned, I'm using a coffee press. You can just use a regular teapot if you want. You can just put all these ingredients in your teapot. Or you can use a tea baller to put the ginger in and steep it in the hot water. You can also use a teapot that has a little basin for the ginger or loose tea. This holds about 4.5 cups of water, so I'm probably going to fill it all the way up. And for 4.5 cups of water, I'm going to use about, I'm going to say maybe a 2-inch knob, large knob of ginger, and I'll show you about how big that is. So I'm going to use this piece right here. I'm going to peel off the outside. This tea is definitely a little bit spicy. So if you like it less spicy, use a little bit less ginger. So I'm just going to cut this in half. And stick it in my garlic press and just press out the juice. And throw in the rest of the ginger. And do the same thing with the next piece. If you don't have a garlic press, or if you don't have the strength in your hands due to arthritis or a hand injury, in order to squeeze the garlic press, because the ginger is a little bit tough, you can always just chop up the ginger into pieces and add it in. You don't have to squeeze it through the garlic press. I like to use the garlic press because it does really get that gingery flavor out a little better, but you don't need to use that. And as for the lime, I'm just cutting a little piece off the end here so you can see how much I'm using. I'm just going to put a little squirt in there. While I'm waiting for my water to boil, I'm going to add some maple syrup. You can add as much or as little as you want. I like just a hint of sweet, not overly sweet, just to give it a nice balance. Also, the nice thing is if it's too gingery or has too much lime, you can always add more water. Same with the sweet. If it's too sweet, you can always add a little bit more ginger, add a little bit more water. But I find this amount gives a really good flavor. And I would say there's maybe a little bit more than a tablespoon of maple syrup in there. Maybe 2 tablespoons max. Once the water's boiling, you just add it. So I like to let it steep for about 15 minutes and then come back and try the tea. It's been 15 minutes, the tea has steeped. Mix it all together. It's so delicious. So if you love ginger, you'll probably really enjoy this tea. At the end of the day, if you haven't consumed all your tea, feel free to add it to a glass bottle and store it in the refrigerator and enjoy it cold. It almost tastes just like ginger ale without the fizz. If you did like this video, I hope you'll click the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic week.